So, welcome to Smurr TV. We are doing the dreads to my son's hair. We started his dreads probably about 2 months ago, and we started it with individual plaits. As you can see, this is what it looks like wet right after we washed it. And some of the plaits still have the rubber bands on the end. I did have them at the base and the end, but probably after a month after I had them in, I took the ones off the base off, and so now he just mainly got the rubber bands that's on the end. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this Cantu Shea Butter Locking Moisturizing Cream, and we're gonna retwist his hair. You wanna get a little close on there? Like, come that way. So some of them don't have the rubber bands on there no more at the end, like this one. But that's okay, because I already knew they was going to fall off anyway. So, basically you take it at the base. I already put the locking cream on there. You just twist it. And then put the clip on there. Like so. And I'm going to take this one. Same thing.
You grow up, what do you want to be? When you grow up, what do you want to be? When I grow up,
He has really thick hair. It's not coarse. It's soft, but it's real thick. So that's why we started it with the plaits and the 2 rubber bands, because his afro was really thick and kinky. I've never seen anybody start locks like this before. So in the comment section, if you've ever seen anybody do locks like this before, let me know, because I've never seen it done before. But actually my husband told me to do it like that, and it made sense.
When I grow up,
So,
I want to be a baker.
you can do this. I think I've seen some people do their hair while it's dry, but I think that for the best hold, I think it's best that you do it while it's after a fresh wash and condition, while your hair is still wet.
What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be? When I grow up, when I grow up,
So,
I grow up, I want to be an astronaut.
as y'all know, it's still Mental Health Awareness Month, May, and my last video, I did a viewpoint on Peyton Gendron, the Buffalo mass murderer, the 18-year-old white male. And I've been doing some more research just on, you know, some of what was going on before the actual crime was committed, as far as his mental state. And you know, for one, social media plays a big key factor on people's mental, and a lot of times we spend a lot more time than warranted on social media. The average person spends about 9 hours on social media a day. So social media has a big influence, and I would especially like to say on teenagers. So being that this young male was only 18 years old, I would say that mental illness did play a big part in him committing that crime. But I would say social media as well. And for me, it seemed like because it was such a violent crime, it just seems to me that he was like brought up that way, like he was programmed. And I don't know, like our children have many influences, not just in the household, but you know, possibly the household, from the family to the school he went to, possibly friends, church, the community. But it just seems like there was some programming down there, especially being that he was such a young age. That's why it's so important to know and monitor what our children are doing on the internet. Because when I was doing my research, it basically said that he pretty much had a following on social media, gearing people to what was to come. And if I'm not mistaken, right before he graduated from high school, he had told somebody, or it was reported to the officials, that he was interested in committing a mass murder. And so the authorities were alerted. They came. I think they obtained him for a psych evaluation, and after about 2 days, they let him go. And eventually, he was no longer under the radar of the authorities. So it was basically like one of those things where he pretty much, all the way up until he did the crime, he was telling people what he was gonna do. So you mean to tell me none of those people on social media, his friends, everybody was just watching, but nobody reported it to the authorities? So right there, for me, that's a red flag that some of his friends played a big influence on his doings, because nobody reported it. Now, this is one of those things where I feel the whole community kind of failed this individual, because there were early signs of him talking about committing this crime. And that's just one of those things, like, we have to take these threats more seriously, especially, you know, the pandemic. Ever since the pandemic hit, I think I researched that depression and anxiety has went up 25% amongst Americans. So, you know, we are living in a time where people are naturally walking on the edge mentally. And we must become more aware of our surroundings, more alert of signs and symptoms, of mental illness, what to look for, so we can, if not help ourselves, but help our loved ones as well when it comes to these issues. But yeah.
Mom, my hair hurts.
Okay. You'll be all right. We gotta get through this. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that whole situation. I just think that his motives had went through way too many people for him to actually commit the crime. And basically it was sensationalized up until the point that he did it. My understanding, he streamed it live, and by the time the company realized it and stripped it from the net, it was too late. Everybody had already shared it and had already gained its traction. So people are committing crimes and they want to be famous for it, and they're telling people what they're gonna do before they even do it. That's scary. That nobody took notice and got this young man some help. It's like, you know, my mentor, Miss Anita, used to say, if you see something, say something. You know, and in our community, people want to say you a rat, you a snitch, but when it comes to something like that, come on now. It's too much of mental illness in our community that's going undetected and unhealed, uncured, untreated. And you know, somebody might say, okay, well, you might be pushing it a little bit because that was a white male. But still, you know, what's the difference between a mass shooter versus every day you wake up on your timeline on Facebook, you see rest in peace this person, rest in peace that person, due to violence, gun violence. So it's just, the difference is a mass murderer, he murders. I think in order to be a mass murderer, you have to kill at least 3 to 4 people in the same vicinity at one time. But when somebody constantly see rest in peace this person and that person, I mean, you might as well be a mass murderer. It's different people doing it every day. So that goes back to mental illness. And we want to make it seem like, you know, this is white people crimes and stuff, but we doing it every day on a daily basis.
Mama, it hurts so much.
All right, let me pull it down some. Is that feeling better? I'm pulling them down.
Don't feel that better.
Huh?
Not much. No.
Huh?
No.
Okay, well, be patient. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the shooting, the young man that did that. I think that it went through too many ears for it not to have been stopped somewhere along the way before it happened. I felt like it could have been prevented if somebody would have said something, but nobody said anything, and that's the perplexing part for me, that nobody said anything in this young man's circle or community. This was a planned mass murder.
It hurts.
Okay, son. All right. Well, I'm going to get off of here. That's my thoughts. If anybody have any thoughts outside of anything I said, please feel free to comment. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. We need subscribers, and I appreciate all the subscribers that we have at the time. Thank you so much. And for the subscribers that's coming, come on.